Welcome back to the Hall of Origins. In this episode, we return to Five Nights at Freddy's to talk about one of the franchise's recent breakout characters. There are certain characters among the Five Nights at Freddy's games that stand out more than others. Sometimes it's their design, sometimes it's the mystery surrounding their appearance, but in the case of Roxanne Wolf, it's her distinct personality. We were first introduced to Roxanne Wolf in 2020, when a list of Funko products were released. At the time, it did seem a little weird. You know, with the absence of long-standing series favorite Foxy, and now a new favorite character appeared, almost like she was replacing him. In fact, there were early rumors going around that Foxy and Roxanne were the same character. Foxy was just remodeled into Roxy. Wait a minute. Foxy? Roxy? Did they do that on purpose? Huh. You know, you never know with this series. However, with the delay of Security Breach, the first time Roxanne could be playable was in Fury's Rage. In this game, Roxy has more of a tough biker chick look. I feel like Roxy is the worst to play as in this game. She's much slower than the other characters, and her attack doesn't provide much range. Because she uses her knee, she has to be really close to do damage. Fun fact though, the voice of Roxanne in this game is provided by Michelle Amos.
Ferocious!
Now, if this voice sounds familiar, it's because she also voices Ballora in Sister Location.
I can hear someone creeping through my room.
The next year, when Security Breach was released, it's not long before you encounter Roxanne for the first time, and you immediately get a sense of what kind of character she is.
Your performance was perfect tonight! Thank you. Your hair is beautiful. Your tail is beautiful. Everyone was watching you. Everyone loves you. Everyone wants to be you. You are the best. Thank you. I am the best. I am the best.
Yeah, pretty much Roxanne Wolf's defining trait is the fact that she's very narcissistic. Even when you come across her throughout the game, she is often praising herself.
I bet I'm your favorite. Want an autograph?
That's voice actress Martha Septic, by the way, and she does a phenomenal job bringing Roxanne to life.
Why are you hiding from me?
So even though Roxanne thinks highly of herself, as events go on, her positivity takes a turn after you take the elevator up to her green room and come upon her crying to herself.
I'm not a loser.
This event honestly makes Roxanne an extremely relatable character, implying underneath all that vanity is someone who suffers from poor self-esteem. Dang. You know, love it or hate it, you gotta admit that Security Breach has brought to the table the most realistic characters to date. I mean, you know, because back in the day, none of the characters really had a concrete personality, so I think that's pretty cool. And by the way, I like how when I'm gathering this footage, Freddy's just over there like, "You're doing great, superstar!" Roxanne's corner of the Pizzaplex is a little place called Roxy's Raceway. The only bummer is that the racetrack area and most of the surroundings are under construction. I don't know about you, but I've always been curious about what the place would look like without all the clutter all over the place. But the part of it that still looks pristine is the salon area. I mean, it does make sense with how vain Roxy is, that she would have an area to make her and her customers look good. Also, can I take a moment to say that I love the theming in this area? With the canyon aesthetic worked into the raceway, it kind of reminds me of Cars Land's A California Adventure. I just like what they've done with it. I have to admit that the Roxy boss battle is a little disappointing. Not the second part, mind you, but the beginning. I think a lot of fans, when they saw Roxy Raceway, thought that we would actually be able to control a go-kart and maybe have to race Roxy one-on-one. But once you get behind the wheel, it's just a cutscene where Roxy jumps down in your path and Gregory jumps out to allow Roxy to get hit by his cart. And they really want to hammer this home by showing different angles and close-ups. Man, Gregory takes no prisoners. But afterwards is where the battle gets much better. You take Roxy's eyes, and then you're thrown into a sequence where you have to navigate through a few rooms, all the while avoiding Roxy. So why did we do this to her in the first place? Well, if you upgrade Freddy with her eyes, he now has the ability to see where all the collectibles are through the walls, and even uncover the secret discs that only become visible to him when you're in range. This also allows him to see Vanny during one of the game's endings, where before she appeared invisible to him. But back to Roxy. The routine has changed now. With the loss of her eyes, Roxy now operates off of sound. The best strategy to use here is to move around a bit so she can hear you, and then as she starts to run in your direction, immediately move out of the way. However, if you don't move at all, then she can't find you. Watch this. I am literally a few inches away, and she walks by and absolutely nothing goes on. Roxanne just walks around holding her face, crying, and continuing to reassure herself that she's not a complete disappointment.
Everybody still loves me, right? I am still beautiful.
It's like she knows that she has to continue to do her job but is in no mood for it. I mean, at this point, I just feel bad. By her having actual emotions, Roxanne is by far the most realistic character in the game, and has become an instant fan favorite. So much so that there's this awesome animation by TwoDev-Sensei, I'll put the link below, where Gregory helps repair Roxanne back to her original state, and it's very touching.
Hey kid. Thank you.
I'm not crying. Someone's cutting onions in here. We love you, Roxy.